Hey there, Scorpio. How's it going? Hope everything's going good with you and yours. This is your weekly reading for March 28th, the week of. So we'll be checking that out. Real quick before we get into this, we'll be moving your videos starting next week to Sundays. All the water signs are going to be shifting over and all the signs are going to be shifting. So coming back next Thursday, your videos won't be uploaded. That won't be till Sunday, but you're welcome to check out your moon, rising, Venus signs, whatever, in the meantime as they're getting uploaded too. So without further ado, let's get into your reading here and see what we got for you. Let's check out your top row cards. We got the King of Wands, Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords, and the Hierophant. Okay, looking good so far. Let's take a look at your bottom row and your challenge for the week. We got the King of Wands, we got the Six of Swords, Temperance, the Fool, and the thing you need to be watching out for this week is the Knight of Swords. Definitely need to be watching out for impulsiveness here this week. Like doing anything kind of by the seat of your pants is not going to do you much good this week with that Knight of Swords, because very much the Knight of Swords is the most impulsive. He's the type of knight to take action just for action's sake. So, let's just do something to do something. Let's go out, let's go for something. He doesn't do a whole lot of thinking. He just rushes. Let's go. Oh, excuse me. Got the hiccups all of a sudden here. With that in mind, let's get into your reading here. We got the King of Wands and the Six of Swords to start things off here. You're moving forward in a positive direction. I feel like there's a lot of growth here for you, for sure. Definitely heading towards something new, and something I think is going to be really good for you here if you're willing to be disciplined enough for it. But it would definitely be something positive. That King of Wands, the Wands I find are the most positive cards. Generally, they radiate the most confidence. They radiate the most intrigue, the most positive energy about themselves. They're really just like the fun, the fun suit. I find here with that King of Wands, especially, he's the king. He really goes after what he wants. He goes with confidence and with a surefire vision of what he wants. You see the King of Wands here is a director, so he's calling all the action. He's like, let's go, this is the scene, here's what we're gonna do, right? And I feel like that's going to be something really big for you this week, is really kind of taking charge. I feel like you're moving into that kind of confident energy where you want to take charge, which is great. With that Six of Swords too, this is something that is going to, I feel, with you taking charge, is going to make you feel like you have more control over your life and going to lead you to calmer waters and a better future here, which I think is great. You can really deal with a fire sign this week, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It could be especially be a Sagittarius with Temperance here. So yes, Temperance is Sagittarius' card, so you can really be dealing with one of them, or it could be saying as well, Temperance here is maybe you have Sagittarius in your chart, and if you do, that's great. It means you're coming in a strong way, so that's always nice to hear. And if you are, let me know in the comments below. I love to always hear that kind of stuff. It's great. So here we are with Temperance and the Ace of Swords saying, I feel like you can overcome any challenge you face here with the Ace of Swords. It definitely talks about that. You can do this. Like this person with the Ace of Swords, they chopped down this tree with a sword. Like they did it. They maybe didn't do it the easiest way, because you'd want to do that with an axe, obviously, but he managed to get it done. Like he managed to pull it off, regardless. So he did overcome the challenge. With Temperance here too, it's saying that you're willing to mix and try different things. Obviously, you're trying something different, chopping down a tree with a sword, but you're willing to try different methods if it gets you there, right? You're willing to try different things in order to get to where you want to go, which is really beautiful too, with this path here leading to the sun over top of this mountain, which there's also mountains in the Ace of Swords as well. But this one they call in Temperance is called the path to glory, the path to happiness, the path to positivity here. And I feel like you're really working hard to do that. You're really working hard to overcome those challenges and really go for that. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Moving right along, we got the Ace of Swords and the Fool, and this is where I was talking about that discipline. The Eight of Swords talks about self-imposed restrictions, having the discipline to do something here, and the Fool talks about starting something new. And there's something to be said about the Fool, where the Fool is foolish, the Fool is carefree, they have freedom, they can do what they want here. But with that Eight of Swords here, I feel like you're really focusing down on, you're going to be carefree and you're going to enjoy yourself, but you're not going to be foolish. Like, you're not going to be dumb about this. Like, you're going to start up something new and be carefree and really go for it and have fun with it, but you're not going to be dumb. You're not going to be taking stupid risks. You're not going to be doing something impulsive here, like with the Knight of Swords, which I think is something you need to keep an eye on. Like, I feel like that's kind of this energy where they're kind of combating each other. It's like the kind of foolish, impulsive nature with the Fool and, of course, the Knight of Swords. But with that Eight of Swords as well, it's really talking about, like, really put the restrictions on. I feel like if you keep your discipline in check, you can do no wrong. You're going to overcome those obstacles. You're going to really get to where you need to be. And with the Hierophant as your last card here, the Hierophant is Taurus's card, so you may be dealing with the Taurus. Again, may have Taurus in your chart, and if you do, let me know in the comments below. Always love to hear that. But the Hierophant talks about learning from this. Like, you can be foolish and carefree and, like, kind of have fun, right? You can just kind of, you know, relax and whatever, but that doesn't mean you can't learn. That doesn't mean you can't learn something. The Hierophant here talks about that. Talks about you learning, growing, learning lessons, learning skills, growing as a person here. And I feel like with all of this, you are going to learn and grow. Like, you're going to take charge and really take responsibility and really go after what you want here in the future and really make sure you're not doing anything crazy. But I feel like even if you do let your impulses get the better of you, you can still learn from that. You can still learn, okay, now I know not to do that because that didn't really work out the way we wanted it to. Or you're going to learn and be like, I did that the right way, and that's a proven method, and now I can keep doing that because I know that will always work. So I think that's really beautiful. So let's look into your clarifiers here, see what we got for you. And then we'll move on to an oracle message to wrap everything up for you. So let's see what we got, Scorpio, here for you. Don't mind the camera shaking. Journey's up here cleaning his paws, being a little jerk. Sorry if you're getting a little bit of motion sickness if you're watching this, but oh fuck, look at that. Look at that, the Fool clarifying himself. That's beautiful. Really, whenever that happens, that's a big time message. That's like, pay attention, especially when a card comes up twice in its own reading, but when it clarifies itself even more so here. So we'll get on that with the Fool. Again, you can be foolish. Like, that's two sides of the Fool we're seeing here. We're seeing one side where it's kind of like the more serious, like you have like the, like, let's be serious, let's not take any risks, let's be a fool. But there's also the side that's more carefree and fun, like with the more cartoony side here, right? Let's have a blast, let's just have fun, let's not take it too seriously. But I feel like you have both sides within you where you can be, you know, enjoying yourself, starting up something new, being fun and carefree, but you can also be serious about it and very straightforward too, and know that you're starting up something new, but let's not, you know, kind of shoot ourselves in the foot out of the gate, right? You don't have to be that kind of a fool. Also in your bottom row, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is beautiful, where she's clearing up Temperance and the Six of Swords. That looks really good because that means you're working hard, right? The Queen, all the Pentacles really talk about hard work, like putting the time in. The Queen of Pentacles very much is about kind of naturally letting that happen. And when we talk about Temperance and the Six of Swords, the Six of Swords is a natural kind of thing. Like, you gradually come out of the rough waters into the calm waters. It's not something you can force, right? He doesn't have a motor here. He kind of has to let the waters and his own steering kind of, you know, hope you get there, right? So you just kind of have to naturally just kind of push it in the right direction and hope you get there, hope you get the results you want. And with Temperance as well, you're willing to like try different things, right? You're willing to work hard and try those different things, try different methods, try different ideas, and not approach things in kind of like a bash your head off the wall kind of way here. So I like that a lot. Up on your top row here, clarifying the King of Wands and the Ace of Swords, we got that Three of Wands, which is saying there's no such thing as a perfect moment. Let's just go for this, right? Like, you can't just sit here and wait the whole time. You can be patient, of course, that's a virtue, but there, at a certain point, you're just standing here hoping that things are going to happen, right? There's such a thing with things where people do like sort of I just do something and I pray it works, right? I just hope it works and I hope you see the results, but that doesn't necessarily work all the time. So there's no such thing as a perfect moment. Take charge now, go for it now. There's no better time than the start. The best time to start was yesterday, the next best time to start is today, so I like that. Clarifying the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords, we got the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this is really freeing you up to be independent, like to really come into your own this week. Well, not just this week, but in the future. I feel like this is going to really be something that lets you come into your own here and really makes you appreciate like all the hard work you put in. Again, we get that hard work with more pentacles here, but with a 9, it's more like you're going to come in your own to where you can like kind of relax and be yourself, and you don't have to worry about others in your life. You can just be like, oh, I earned this. Like I really earned this hard work, and all this time I put in, I finally got here on my own merits. So I think that's super beautiful. And again, with that discipline, with that 8 of Swords there, I think is super important. I think that's going to help you out a ton. And with the 4 of Wands clarifying the 8 of Swords and the Hierophant, just saying with the 4 of Swords, like again, that's that kind of card of being on your own. That's a little more solitude than more like that independence with the 9 of Pentacles here. But with the 4 of Swords, it's a little more like we're resting up, we're recovering. There's blessings here for us. I feel like there's something really of substantial value here to be learned. A real blessing in disguise, maybe even with this Hierophant. Like maybe things aren't going to work out despite your best efforts, but there's a real lesson to be learned here. Something that you can honestly sink your teeth into, and it's going to be like a gold mine that you didn't even realize you stumbled into, right? You know, it's going to be like, this didn't work out, but it didn't work out for the best, which is like, this is just great. That's like, oh, dodged a bullet maybe, right? So I think that's really beautiful. This is looking super good here. Let's look at your card that popped up. All right. Number 24, the time for the nap. Time for a nap, number 24. Let's take a look at your oracle message here for you. Oh, I think I just passed it. Oh, Gemini Christmas. Oh, no. One more. There we go. Time for a nap. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overall busy mind can block you from your inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let your dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent of any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. And we were talking about that with the Queen of Pentacles especially, where she kind of is the gardener, right? And gardeners don't force things to happen. Like they kind of plant seeds, and if you're, you know, like in a garden rather than like a farm or something. But in a garden, you just plant seeds and you kind of hope that, you know, maybe these plants will look beautiful, or they'll come out the right color you like, or something like that, or this arrangement will really grow. And sometimes you get blessings in disguise where you get multiple, you put some seeds down and it's like it comes out even more beautiful than you thought, or you cultivate it in just the right way and it looks, oh, this is stunning, right? And that's really a big takeaway from that for me, is that Queen of Pentacles in that. I talked about rest as well. And the 4 of Swords, even though we didn't touch on it, is a card of rest as well. It is a card of recuperation, recovery here. As you can see, this person resting here. So again, that's probably going to be a big key for you, is not to overwork yourself, to rest. Take some time for some naps here in the future. And it did talk about kind of being a little carefree and stuff too with the Fool. So that's going to be really important. But of course, I feel like at this time, there's a difference between being carefree and reckless. So, it's good to be carefree, relax, enjoy and stuff, but don't be reckless and do something crazy or risky necessarily, which is what that Knight of Swords will kind of poke his head in to do, is kind of do something impulsive and crazy just because you should do it or you feel the need to do it. So hope that helped you out. Hope that resonated with you, Scorpio. Remember, you can like, share, subscribe, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one, and I will see you next time.